Okay, so I've got the set out for the windows on this facade. I do need to do the other 4 sides of the building, but I'll come back to those after I've done the parapet. So I want to push on to get the parapet done, mainly so that you can have a look at doing your shadows. And then in the south elevation, I'm going to set out a level, and I'm going to show you a photo, or street view actually, of the parapet, so that you can then maybe think about why you need this extra level. So I've got a level now that is above these windows, so that's essentially going to be for the roof. And then we've got the parapet wall there that rises up above the roof. So I'm going to make a level for the top of this parapet as well. But I'm not going to make levels for all the additional heights there. I'm going to just set those out manually from this level that will be for that main wall height that runs around there, which functions like a balcony wall. So to do that, I'm not going to make a new level using the level tool. I'm going to make a new level simply by selecting the level that I have already. I haven't changed the name yet. It's still level 8, so I'm going to change that to roof. Always yes to rename corresponding views. And then to make my new level, I'm going to copy that level. Just clicking the copy tool, I'm going to click to give a base point, move the cursor so there's 90 degrees, and type in, I'm going to guess and say 1200. Now, looking at the photo there, it's going to be very difficult to count bricks with that resolution, so I'll work out that height later. We'll just say now 1200 probably is close enough. So I'm going to give that level a different name. Just going to select it and then call it parapet. Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm going to go and make a new wall. So I'm going to go to my roof floor plan, and then again let's look at the street view. Okay, and so then by looking at the edge of the building there, you can see that the corner of the wall below the parapet should line up exactly with the corner above the line of the roof. So in other words, this wall surface is flush with the pier, not with the bit of wall that's set back where the windows are. Okay, so again, this might make it even clearer why we used reference planes before to set out the outer dimensions instead of just having walls. Because now, even without seeing the walls, I know where the outer face of the building is, because I've got the reference planes there. So I can go straight to the wall tool, make sure I've got the right wall top. I'm going to use the existing 470 wall again. It probably isn't that thick by the time you get to that part of the building, but we can change it later if we need to. Yep. That should just be existing 470. Yep. And then I'm going to set the height to parapet. So I should just say height and then parapet next to that. Location line will finish face exterior. And then I can draw by snapping to the intersection of each reference plane, going on all 4 sides of the building. And that's it. So in my 3D view, I can see then that now I've got a wall sitting on top of these other walls. And if it wasn't obvious to you why I used a new wall instead of just extending the wall up from the level below, maybe when you see it here it's a bit clearer. You see why it needs to be a separate wall. Now, you don't need to join them straight away, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like when they're joined and how to join them. And that might, again, make it a bit clearer why I'm doing it this way. Because we've got a line here that runs along or between the two walls. So I've got the top of the pier there, and then this parapet wall, we've got a line running in between them, and I don't want to see that line. So if I click on the join tool, and then choose the pier and then the parapet, notice how it blends those together. Okay, so I'll choose the next wall, and then the one below. You can just go along like that. Just makes it look a bit cleaner. But you can do that later, so you don't need to do them all together at the beginning. You can do those anytime. I just wanted to show you the finished product so you can see how the walls will look when they're all finished, with those nice clean joins. So then, the other major element we need to have is the stepping. Okay, now you could do this with the split tool if you wanted to, but I'm going to show you how to use the Edit Profile tool, because it's a tool that you should all be using, and so if you're not using it, it's a good chance to practice with it. So notice that here I've got the 3 window bays, and I can use those to set out the edges of my step parapet as well. The pier here should project up to the line of that parapet. There's like a lot of things in design. Once you work out the system, you often don't need all the measurements that you might think you need, because you can, again, follow that system to work out your sizes. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my south elevation. I'm going to select the wall that I've made on the parapet. And then how do we change the profile? Edit Profile. So this comes up whenever you select a wall, you'll get the Edit Profile tool. Okay, so looking again at the image, we have 3 bays, 3 window bays, sitting under this parapet. And we know again that the edge of this window bay on the right lines up with the parapet, so I can simply draw a line. Once I know where the middle is, so is that right? Yep, so this is the middle. We've got the 2 either side, so they're the 3. And then from the edge of this pier, I can come up with a straight line. Don't know how long it is. We'll work that out later. Okay, so then on the opposite side, so from the edge of this pier, again straight up. So I've got the 2 sides. Yep, the outer, yep, that's right, the outside, yep. So we also don't know the height, the exact height, but we know just by looking visually that it must be less than the height of this parapet wall. We made that 1200, so a metre sounds good to me. It's really just a decorative element. You're not really going to be making any changes to the size anyway, so I'm going to use the offset tool, because I know, apart from anything else, it is set to a metre by default, so I can simply pick my line below, offset above, and I'll maybe trim straight away so that it's clear what I'm trying to draw. Before I trim this line, remember you need to split it. If you're doing it the same way as me, I need to split that line just anywhere in the middle before I can use trim to corner and trim on either end. Just pick the line in the middle somewhere. Yeah. The one that you're trying to split. Yeah, so that's it. So split, that's it. Click on split and then pick the line in the middle. Okay, so now we've got basically the same set out, but from the edge of the piers either side of this middle window. Okay, so again in that elevation I can draw a line from the edge of this pier straight up, a line from the edge of the opposite pier on the other side of that window, again straight up. I don't know the exact height, so I'm going to assume again a metre. Maybe it's a little bit higher, this one. I've got the up and down. So, well, we'll say a metre and we'll bring it up after that. So again, with offset, do it a metre, trim the corner, split this line in the middle, trim it on the side. Right, now, again, in the photo or the street view, you can see there, it does have these extra parts that step up that you can again project from the pier, but I'm not going to do them yet. I'm just going to leave it like that. That's close enough for now. For your shadows, that would be more than enough. So you can at least get it to that point. I'll finish it now, show you the 3D view. And so if I do the other stepping parts of the parapet, so you've got them at the corners as well, following the same basic process. So it might be easier at first to do it in the elevation views. Okay, so I don't need to do it, add a new profile. I can just select the wall again and go to Edit Profile and keep adding more to this shape. So I'll draw, maybe I'll start here actually so it's a bit clearer. I'm going to draw, this is the edge of my pier, so I'm going to draw a line straight up there. Instead of offsetting this line, I can draw a new line from the edge of the one that I've already drawn that's a metre. Draw that straight across, trim, and simply join these lines together. So really what I wanted to show you there is that sometimes it'll look like the wall doesn't go all the way to the edge. Yeah, when that happens, just leave it. That's okay. So this line here is in the centre of the wall, and that's normal. It's just showing you where the walls would join. Because remember, it joins with another wall, and that extends it to the corner. So leave that line there, that's right. It should be set back from the corner. Just leave it there, and when you finish it, it'll join them together. This one, notice it's brought it back from the corner, but again, that's even okay, because when I do the next side, I'll show you in 3D. So when I do this side, that'll fill in that bit. Okay, and you could even do that in 3D if you're comfortable.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. You'll get a little gap. Don't worry about that. It'll fill it in when you do the next wall. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll give you some time to work on that. Once you get the... Yeah, all four sides. All four sides, yeah.
But it won't have that parapet thing on all four sides, will it?
It does, yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
So it's exactly the same thing, copy and paste it?
So, no, not easily. There is a way, but at first I've just tried drawing it. So see how here, now that I've done this little bit of the parapet on the next wall, then the corners join again properly. So don't worry about the line at the end. And yeah, like I said, try and get it to that point where you've got the main stepping, but not all the detail in the wall. And then, yeah, we should have time to look at some shadow diagrams.